Welcome to the Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jared, and today we are going to put down my thoughts on Forge of Darkness, Stephen Erikson's unbelievable tale, Book One of the Carcanus trilogy. Um, yeah, this is non-spoiler thoughts. So, just for those of you who are wondering, it is, like I said, the first book in the Carcanus trilogy written by Stephen Erikson. There are currently only two books out in this trilogy, with the third one being worked on as of this taping. Keep in mind that the word trilogy is merely a placeholder with Erikson, and that things could change in the future. Um, but this says Carcanus trilogy, but make no mistake, Forge of Darkness is a Maoism book through and through. Although it doesn't take place in the same world, the events in here echo through the eons and have direct correlation to the Malazan Book of the Fallen and Esselmont's novels of the Malazan Empire. But do not mistake this book as more Book of the Fallen. It is not. Erikson does us the great favor of changing up his style, changing up the structure, and making this world feel as new as possible without creating a whole new universe. And it's an old world that feels new. Anyways, structurally, he does away with epigraphs and with splitting the book into different parts. He does away with a prologue and an epilogue, instead just giving us a small prelude to introduce us to the storyteller. More on him later. Stylistically, Erikson gives us a more rhythmic cadence. The sentence structure, it almost has a beat to it. It lends itself to being spoken aloud, like a play. The way the characters are introduced in each scene has a scene-setting quality to it. You can almost picture the stage notes. Enter, stage left, Animander. The way the scenes are set up, you rarely have to keep track of more than one character at a time. And that's not to say that there aren't a ton of characters in here. There are. You'll find yourself flipping back to the dramatis personae several times if you're the type of person who has to keep track of these things. But the way the book is written and the structure of the chapters made it easier, at least for me, to keep track of who you were following. The chapters are long, no surprise there, but they usually begin and end on a solid thematic note. And they mostly ended with the same characters that you began with, albeit with plenty of jumping around in between. The story is a tragedy. You may think that it is similar to the Book of the Fallen in that sense, but it's not. Forge of Darkness does not have this underlying sliver of hope that the Book of the Fallen subtly layers into the narrative, at least this far into the trilogy. Hope is trampled on and left to die in the bitter recriminations of a civil war. Much like Erikson's writing, or I should say, like much of Erikson's writing, he does not hold back when detailing the horrid things that people do to each other. These things tear at the reader and make one want to seek revenge or wallow in grief, just as much as the characters on the page. Revenge and grief are the names of a thematic balance winding through the story. One weighs heavier than the other at different times, but both are tragic in their need to shatter innocence. One thing to remember is that any information told through tales told in the Book of the Fallen is just that, a tale, a story told through the lens of a history, but a history through speculation, conjecture, and unreliable narration at times. With the Carcanus trilogy, Erikson is reminding us that history is an ongoing debate, a discussion, an argument even sometimes, but not a permanency. The Book of the Fallen is merely a tale told and not history. The tale we are getting now is told through the eyes of the poet Galan. He who is briefly mentioned in The Cripple God as a court fool of some sorts. So, how much of this narrative can we trust? But you know what? Don't worry about that. The tale will strike you as it will, and if you like Erikson's prose and style, you will no doubt enjoy this book. Can you read it without having read any other Malazan works? Technically, yes. But there are quite a lot of sections where names get dropped that emote a certain sense of awe for those in the know. One could wander through the tale, oblivious to the context of future events, and get out of the book a basic tragedy of a society on the brink of imminent collapse. I wouldn't recommend it though. There is too much fun to be had with the recognition of characters and names we've already come to know. Keeping in mind that this is a first book in a trilogy, the end of this book sets the stage nicely for things to come. This is mainly a setup book. It presents the players, the stage, and the conflict. Very simple, barring the fact that the language used is a complex combination of poetic verbiage and articulate subtlety. It's quite fun to parse through the words, break them down, and seek the basic meaning. Necessary to enjoy the story? No. But if you enjoy wordplay, then fun it is. So those are my non-spoiler thoughts on Forged Darkness. If you have read this and you want to check out my spoiler thoughts, I did a complete vlog on my channel for every chapter in this book. So check that out if you've read this book. And if you haven't, and I hope you've read the Book of the Fallen, don't hesitate to get into this series. I feel that it just really broadens the scope, broadens the horizon, gives you a different perspective, different view. And if you enjoy the world of Malazan, you're going to enjoy this world too. And that's all I have to say for this one, which is more than a lot of others, actually, for non-spoiler stuff. But I ramble. With all that said, be good to each other, and thank you for watching.